when it comes to stories about the black and gold over the years, few men have told more legendary tales than longtime author Jim O'Brien. And our friends at Fan Nation sat down with one of Pittsburgh's greatest sports storytellers.
Fan Nation is presented by JP Roofing.
Myron Cope said, wherever you turn around, Jim O'Brien was always there. I was interested in writing about all sports people. The crazier the character, the better I liked it. I took advantage of every opportunity to get my writing in front of people. I delivered newspapers with my brother Danny, and I started writing stories, and I started putting them under the door of the local weekly newspaper called the Hazelwood Envoy. Hazelwood was the perfect place for me to grow up. I was always intrigued by the characters that came out of the Hill District and Homewood and Homestead and Hazelwood, and I loved covering that. So that I had an early affinity for covering boxing, and that paid off because the biggest sports event I've ever covered in my life was the Ali Frazier fight at Madison Square Garden. It had a front page story, and that was one of the events that I covered that I felt good about. I recognize a story when I hear one. Pittsburgh has always had more than its share of great athletes. So when I started writing books, I had a storehouse of material to work with. Dick Rote was one of my favorite athletes, and I was among those who were saddened by his passing. What people don't always know about Dick Rote was I saw him play basketball. He played for the Fort Wayne Pistons, who later became the Detroit Pistons. Rote often likes to tell you that he was a better basketball player than he was a baseball player. I got to know Honus Wagner in his advanced age, and that was a thrill because he was such a good ball player. I think my story is one of good fortune. I always was at the right place at the right time. And more importantly, I took advantage of being at the right place. It was fun, and I take pride in my ability to get people to talk to me and tell me stories.